So the things that we're going to go over today require a Canva account. I looked and I want to say it's like $10 a month, $120 a year for Canva Pro. Just FYI, and Canva's not watching this. I am not sponsored by Canva, so I don't care to share. But you can absolutely have multiple people use the same login. We have my entire office using one Canva account. So if you've got a couple people that want to do it, we can all see each other's stuff, but we actually like that. So we can like use each other's ideas and play together nicely. So I highly recommend, if you're going to use Canva at all, then get a Canva Pro account, because it gives you so many more free things that you can use that it's worth every penny. So we're going to go into some Canva Pro stuff. I am assuming today that you know how to start a basic Canva graphic, whether that be an open house flyer or, you know, maybe you made your business card on Canva, but you understand how to use elements and you know how to put a text thing and you know how to resize, right? So I'm going to assume that you know those things. If for any reason there is a piece that you don't know how to do, please speak up and tell us, or throw it in the chat. If I don't go over it today, I promise you, I will send you a how I did that separately. I'll make you a video. So if there's something like, Charlotte, you did something there and I don't know how you did it, put it in the chat or speak up and I will absolutely make sure we get you trained on if I skipped over something that you don't know how to do. All right. And can everybody hear me out there in the universe?
Yes.
Can I get a head nod? All right. Awesome. Very cool.
No.
Amy, if at any point you cannot hear me, will you just let Samantha know? She's right here next to me and she can jump in. I'm not going to be able to see you guys because I'm doing this differently. I'm going to be actually on my computer walking you guys through this. So I won't be able to see you, you on the actual Zoom. All right, so let's dive right in. So today we're going to start just at our main home screen on Canva. So as promised for my social media graphics, I'm going to start with the how do you make a video and pop it out of something? Because that's kind of fun, right? You can have a fun door and pop your head out. You can get creative with this. So I just want to show some real basic tools and some ideas you can do when it comes to video and Canva. So I always start with my creative design, and I'm going to do this for an Instagram post just because videos are handy. And I like to remind people that your videos are great for Instagram, social media, Facebook, sending a video text. Is it me?
It's you got an echo, Charlotte.
All right, I think we're gone. Are we good? All right,
Yeah.
Perfect. My moderator got on. She muted herself now. Thank you, moderator. All right, so remember that videos are not good for PDFs, obviously. If you're going to send a PDF, it's hard to send a video in a PDF. It's a flat image. So the next thing that I'm going to teach you is how to make something that's typically flat have elements of video or connectivity, like you can connect through to a website. So we're going to do two things. Start with the basic video, and then we're going to go on to the making a landing page. All right, so let's start with the basic video. This was something that was kind of a hot topic. I am going to just use this was a graphic that was already created. Don't reinvent the wheel, guys. Canva has tons of pre-created lovely things that you can edit. Now, this was the one that I did with the coffee cup, right?
Unstable.
So there are a couple of things when it comes to creating a video that's going to pop out of something. Number one, your video you want to take in landscape mode so that you can have your whole body and video, and you want to be a small part of the landscape. All right. So if you're going to use yourself and get rid of the background, landscape mode, and you want to be a small part of that landscape. And then think about the video that you're going to create, right? And guys, I'm going to mute. I'm just going to turn that volume down so I can't hear you guys too much. All right. Okay. So landscape mode. And if you're going to be popping out of something, make your video that way. Start down low and come up and pop out with your video. Couple of things. You can make this video on your phone and upload it. You probably already know how to do that. If not, it is just in your upload tools right over there. You can just click upload and upload a video from a file from your phone, wherever you're at,
Hey,
or
Shar.
you can actually record yourself right in Canva. So if you want to record yourself, that button right there just allows you to record yourself and it'll put it right in there. Easy peasy. All right, but here is the trick, because if you make, there's two tricks to this. If you make yourself a video, you're going to have a background, first of all, and that doesn't work. So we got to get rid of the background. And then we really need to put your video in a frame that fits your graphic. So I'm going to go in and first, I'm going to get my coffee cup. Like this. Just gonna move this up and give myself some room. All right. So I've got my coffee cup, and now think about a frame. I'm going to be popping out of said coffee, right? I'm going to be popping out of a door. I'm going to be popping whatever you're going to bring yourself out of to make your video a little bit more capturing. Then you're going to want to put a frame that matches it. And again, your frames, you probably know this, but you're going to go into your elements and just search frames, see all. And then I'm looking for one that matches a coffee cup. How about that one? Notice I've got this coffee cup. I'm kind of putting myself in. And then do you see how I'm making the curve match my cup so that it matches the coffee? Everybody following me there?
Yeah.
But now I've got to drop my video in. Now I've already got a video made that I'm just going to use, but obviously you guys can make your own videos and plug them in. I'm just going to use the one that we did for this event. So there's a video, but what am I missing? The background.
Hi,
Guys,
are you
this
wondering
takes a
how
second.
I'm doing this? Well, this is some next level
All
Canva.
right. They can't hear?
They can't hear.
Okay.
Charlie, enough. Go lay down. Enough.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Tina's not muted either.
Yeah.
Can you both be? I can't mute.
It-
Control of
Can
Canva.
you hear me now, Amy?
And she's echoing. She may need to be. Amy.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has like.
Amy, if you mute yourself, it should get rid of the echo.
I muted.
All right. I can hear you, Amy. All right. So what you're going to do to get rid of the background is you're going to select your video. And then up here, whenever you remember when you're in Canva, anytime you want an actual menu to pop up for what you're working on, you select what you're working on, and then the menu comes up here. We're going to go to edit video. And the very top thing is this background remover. And guys, this works for pictures. This works for videos. It is fantastic. And it does a really good job of editing the background. So for this, you just click background remover and it takes a second and it removes the background. Now, I have already removed the background on this once before, so it went really fast. The first time it's going to take 3 or 4 minutes, especially if you've got a 2 to 3 minute video, it's going to take a little bit longer. If you have a longer video, it might actually say it's too long. It's got to be 5 minutes or less, I want to say, for the background remover to work. So split up your videos. If you're going to do a longer one, split up your videos into segments and do it one segment at a time. All right, so does everybody follow me how I made a very cool frame that matches my cup so that I look like I'm sitting in the coffee. I got rid of my background and then I just edit this to where it looks the most natural. And there you have it. I now have a pop-up video. So when would this be cool to use? Let's look at some applications. So if I'm going to create a video that I'm going to send to every client when they go under contract, right? My clients have gone under contract. We know that buyer's remorse is setting in because they signed the contract and they're freaking the cuss out. They've now gone on Zillow to look at every house that's on the market because they've signed a contract and now they've got to look at everything. Am I right or am I right? It's what happens. So if we want to ease some buyer's remorse and have a video of maybe you popping out of a door and saying, I know you're probably freaking out right now. I just want to let you know you're going to love this house, right? You make this video and you send it to everybody when they come out of actually signing a contract, something unique that's going to set you apart. How about, we talked about this in one of our other classes, you have a client that you've talked to for the first time. It's a cold lead, maybe somebody that didn't refer to you, right? It was somebody that just assigned call in. And you want to set yourself apart because, again, the next thing they're going to be doing is calling probably 17 other houses as they're looking. You want to capture their attention. What if you pop up something kind of fun and interesting and say, hey, I just want to let you know I'm really excited to look for houses. I want to let you know that anything you see, I can show you. So don't forget, I would love to be your realtor of choice. I will show you any property that you're looking at, and I would be glad to get you any information. That's something that you can say, but if you send it in a captivating video and you make just one time, this video you just make once and you save it on your phone and you send it to clients as soon as you hang up the phone, it's going to make you look just a little bit different from your competition, right? A little Coco Chanel. That's my new tagline. Coco Chanel means to be irreplaceable, one must be unique. And I love that. We got to be a little unique in this market. All right, so that was a very simple thing to do. Now, in my first video, I also added the sketch. And this is just an app. Have you guys played with these apps? If not, you need to look around. There are some really cool apps under this app category. And one of it was Sketch It. And Sketch It, I basically selected my picture that I wanted it to sketch. And I said, sketch it, Sketchify, there it is. And when you sketchify it, it just turns it into a live sketch, which is, again, captivating. It's something that catches your attention. My goal with that captivating thing was just to get you logged in to where you look at the rest of it. So maybe you just do a really quick sketch. You can pick how long you want it to take. It's pretty cool. So there's a lot of really nifty apps. If you're wanting to spice up your Canva, just check out a couple of the apps that are in there. The Sketchify is good. Obviously, your QR code maker. Guys, there's QR code makers. You can make a QR code that looks like a house. That's pretty stinking cute, right? So look at some of the QR code makers. Those are all very handy tools that, again, just set you a little bit apart. Everybody's got a QR code, but does everybody have a QR code that's in the shape of a heart, right? Whatever that looks like for you. Very easy to do, and you can add that to any of your graphics. All right, so that is step one in creating the video. I did want to just touch, because somebody had asked me this. Canva does have editing tools built into Canva that are great for video editing, but they're not the best at video editing. So if I'm doing a major video edit, I'm not doing that in Canva. But if I want to do something that is like an introduction and then a video that I've got recorded and then an outro, because Canva has all the really good looking graphics and you can kind of steal the ones that are there, it is a nice thing that you can add. So I just want to show briefly how you can create an intro, add your video, and then an outro. Does that make sense? So that if you were doing a quick commercial, if you decided to venture into the world of podcasting, you can easily make your intro to a podcast. Anything like this would be a good graphic that you can make. So this, when you were thinking of a video, remember that instead of slides in Canva, which is what you probably are all used to, slides or pages, right? In a video, it's a timeline. So whenever you're adding a slide, you're actually adding time to your video. So if you want time at the beginning, you go there. If you want time at the end, you go there. So if you wanted to add a beginning to this video, first, magic switch. I know you guys know magic switch because if you've done anything in Canva, you've used a magic switch, but I'm going to switch this to a video. And I'm going to do a video message on this one. Copy and resize. That way I'm not getting rid of my original. If you guys have not used Magic Create, please make sure and send me that message. I'll make just a quick video on how handy that is.
Magic switch or
Magic switch. Magic
It's
switch.
up there at the top.
Yeah,
three
right up
guys in
here.
magic switch.
This little button right here means that you don't have to recreate the wheel ever. If you've got a brand, you just take that brand graphic and magic switch it to something else.
She asked about you were saying Magic Create. You can create instead of switch. You can look up the things. Is that what you're saying?
Magic Create is more of an AI generated.
Yeah.
It's got some tweaking. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It is going to be amazing. So keep checking it out. The Magic Create is the AI version of Canva. They put some interesting things in there when you do your AI in Canva. So watch out for it. I had some very interesting I had some very interesting AI through Canva. So you see my little plus sign down here at the bottom. This is where I'm going to add time. I'm not going to add a slide. I'm going to add time. Am I going to add time to the beginning or the end? If I want to put it at the beginning, I just take that and drag it right over. Now I've got time at the beginning. So if I wanted to do an intro, again, guys, let's just do a video intro for, yeah, video introduction. Let's just do that. I'm going to just, there we go. How about that one? I want a 5-second countdown. Let's just do 5. There we go. So now I have a 5-second countdown to my video, and then it's going to go into that. Now that doesn't look great, guys. Please don't copy this. This is not pretty.
Hey,
You get the
are you
idea.
wondering?
So you can add your intro. If you wanted to put, check out this really cool offer from Atlantic
I'm
Bay,
doing this,
right? You could
well,
put that as
this
the
is the
intro, and
next
then
level
you segue
Canva
into
stuff.
your video
So
on this
if
video
you'd like to
slide.
learn how
Put whatever you want. It's going to auto size your slide to the video you drop in there. So if I drop in a 30-second video, it's going to be a 30-second slide. If I drop in a 5-second video, it'll be a 5-second slide. If you wanted to extend a slide, you can extend it. It's just going to give you kind of a repeat of the same thing over and over. So if I wanted that 5-second countdown over and over and over again, I just drag it and it's going to give me the 5-second countdown. You know, I'm going to be like a mom. 5, 4, let's start 5, 4. But that's how you can add an intro and an exit to any video you've got. So if you want to do a little pop, like, did you know, a good question. If you're thinking about an Instagram video, which by the way, Instagram videos are on here. You just go into this magic switch and say Instagram video, and it's going to give you that background to make your Instagram video for the size. If you want to do an intro, say, did you hear what came out yesterday? That'd be a great intro. And then you go into the video. It gives you some of that. Now, a lot of you guys, if you're doing reels or things, you can do that yourself. But if you want to do brand specific, this is a nice way you can create your brand specific intro and use that over and over and over again. Does everybody know how? Let's segue for a second. If I've created something and I am in a project and I want to bring in something I've created from another project, do not recreate. If you come over here to this left and go to your projects, you've got all of the projects that you've ever made here. And if I just want to grab one, I'm just going to go into one of my folders. Let's just go into my Shine templates. If I wanted to grab something, Tanya, let's put you on here and put it into the video. I just go grab it and put it right into the video. So you don't have to recreate. Now I might edit this, but I've already got the basics. Now I'm just resizing and placing it into my graphic that I like. Does that make sense? So if you have a graphic created and you want to use elements of it or the whole thing, don't recreate it. Go back in and use your brand graphics. Very easy and saves you a ton of time. Remember how she said I can do things in 3 minutes that would take her 3 hours? It's because I cheat. I reuse, recycle, redo. I find something that was like what I'm doing now and I redo it. All right, so we've done a touch on videos. We've learned how to pop something out of a cup or a door or whatever, a pool. If you've got a cool house that has a pool, how funny would it be? I just thought of that. You take a picture of the pool and you have yourself coming up with goggles out of the pool. Do it. Like, get creative. Whenever you're looking at a house, if they've got something you want to spotlight, take that picture, put it in Canva, and then just do that video the way we just talked about by adding the frame. The frame is important. If you don't do the frame, it looks wonky. Make the frame that matches your background. If you've got a door, make it a square frame. If you've got a cup, make it a round frame. You get the idea. All right. So the next thing that I want to discuss, and this, well, actually, let me stop. Does anybody have any questions? Let's open it up. If you guys have questions, come off mute. Anybody want me to reiterate something or talk about something we've gone over so far?
I have a quick question, Charlotte.
Yeah, go for it.
So over there on the left where there's the two of us and there's a pink frame and a blue frame.
Uh-huh.
How did you get the blue frame?
So that's a great question. So let's go into that real quick. So this is a perfect example of Canva resizing. So if I was going to use, let's just say this one, and pretend like I had already made this. So the reason you've got the blue frame here, Tanya, is because I have 2 different designs.
Mm-hmm.
But all I did on this design, so this one was for one of my mortgage bankers in North Carolina, and this was for a mortgage banker here in Bowling Green, right? This is for Amy. Hi, Amy. So I didn't want it to look exactly the same. So I literally copied this one. And then after I copied it, I just changed my background. There's my background, changed my background, and changed my person. See how long that took me to make? So I made the first one, and then I just copied it and made a new one.
Okay.
Very easy. So the reason there's 2 colors here, Tanya, is because I actually have 2 designs, but I just copied it. I copied my first design, changed the color, put a different person in there. If I have a house and I like everything about what I've done for the first house, but I just want to change the color, maybe it's the same house and I just want to do a different flyer so it doesn't all look the same for my social media marketing. You take the flyer, you change the background, switch something around, and maybe make a new message. You don't have to recreate the wheel. This is a perfect example of how you can go into a design you've already created and just switch it
Got it.
around, play with it
So
a
if
little
you have a
bit.
team, you can change out the people.
Yeah,
Or you can
yeah,
make a graphic that has all 3, 4, whatever of you on there.
exactly. Yeah. If you want to make a graphic that is specifically for somebody on the team or maybe one for the whole team, you can mix and match that. So easy and not have to recreate everything. Just go in, make whatever kind of graphic. Start with if I'm making an Instagram post, I start with a blank Instagram post. I come over to my lovely folder of my projects that I have made in the past, and I just click on the one that I want to duplicate. And it literally, it's not opening the other project. It is copying all the elements from that project into your new project. And then you just scramble it around the way you want it, make it look aesthetically pleasing. Make sense? Did that answer your question, Tanya? Cool. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is a landing page. And when I say landing page, everybody's like, well, I don't need one. I've got a website. It's not really what it's for. Really what this is a way of having interactive media. So if I have a picture of an invitation, if I'm having a client appreciation party and I've got an invitation that I'm sending out to people, maybe via text, or maybe I'm putting it in my Reach app and I'm sending out to a lot of people at one time, or I'm sending it in a picture in a email.
And it works on Facebook, right?
Yes, correct. If you have a picture and you put a picture on Facebook, it is not interactive. I can't click the picture and go to the website where I learn more about it. Does that make sense? The only way of doing that is, one, have a PDF. You can have a PDF that has a link in the PDF, but I'm not opening a PDF that's text to me, not typically. And PDFs mean you have to go through an extra set of steps, right? A landing page is just a flat website that is not connected to anything else in the universe. So the only way somebody's going to that page is when you send the URL to that specific page. For Canva Pro users, you can make a landing page at there's no cost for the host. You can actually have your Canva site through Canva at no cost. It is fantastic. I'm going to give a couple of tips before we start. The first time you do it, you're setting up your Canva base site. Do not name your site something specific to that event. Name your site Tanya Bugbee Events, right? Or something that is generic that you can use over and over and over again, because that base site will stay static. It will stay the same. And then every time you make, and you can have a gazillion different landing pages for a house. You could do it for an event, but you could do it for a team. Like if you've got a lender that you love, we can make a landing page that's, hey, I would like to introduce you to my favorite lender. And then it has a little bit about them and then all of their spots that they can click to apply now, click here to schedule an appointment. So it's interactive. So when I send this to somebody in a text, this landing page is going to look like a picture, but if they click on the picture, it takes them to the information. So it's an interactive way of sending something. It's an interactive way of on Facebook. If you put it in there, you know, when you put a lovely website in Facebook, it gives you the little picture of what you're sending. It does that. So it puts the picture of what you're sending in your Facebook post so that it looks good, but they just click on it and it takes them through to the next spot, wherever that is. So make the base landing page generic. I made the mistake of the first one that I made was actually for Amy. And I called it Amy's team landing site. Well, I use it for everybody. So now Amy's team landing site was the base URL. So make it more generic. So step one, make a generic URL. Let's jump in. Let's go back into one of the designs. Let
When
me
you do
just,
it, not go back, recreate.
you can, it's a pain in the hind end. If you get to that point, you're like, Charlotte, I goofed. And if you recreate, all of the old links are going to go away. So anything that's active will be discontinued, but you technically can recreate it. But it's a little bit of a pain. I did that. Mine is now ABMG TNKY IN events or something like that. Yeah. I made it a little bit more generic. And what it actually says doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you why in a second, but I wouldn't want it to be, example, if I was making it for ABC house, I wouldn't want it to have another house in the front of it. That wouldn't look good when it's on the URL. So make it generic. All right, so let's just go into any project. I'm going to go into this Breakfast of Champions project. If I wanted to change this and make it into a landing page to where I could now send this in a text that was interactive with a link, that's what I want. I want to send a text that has a graphic that is a link. That's what I want to do. I'm going to magic switch to a website. Step one, magic switch whatever design you want to change into a website. All right, a couple of tips when you're dealing with websites. You need to either think of a cell phone being in the middle of your screen right here and put everything in the very center, or divide your page in half and think of it as being two columns that when you're on a cell phone, it runs top to bottom through the columns. Does that make sense? I'm going to say that again. If you're making a website, you either want to put all of your graphic and all of your information dead center and not have anything on the outlying edges because of cell phone use. We want to make this mobile friendly, or put a line down the middle and think of it as two columns, which is what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to recreate this. I know I need to make two columns. So I take the graphic that I've already made, and I'm just going to move all this lovely stuff over. There's my divide. I can see my middle is that little caret. You guys see the caret down here? There's my middle. I don't want anything to cross that caret line so that it looks good on a mobile device. Then I could come over here, and now I'm going to make an actual link. To make a link, I like making my links have a little bit of flair. So let's just do coffee again. Actually, I just say register here. This is a hit. Don't make a register here button. They got a gazillion. If I want to say register now, just go find a register now button. To make this a link on your website, right click on the whatever you want to make a link. And then there's that link option. Put the full URL in the website. All right. So it's going to be HTTP, whatever that is. I'm just going to put one that I know really easy. And now I have an active link. So when I create my website, if they click on that register now, it's going to take them to a register. So let's talk about some uses here. I can say, follow me, and it can go to my social media. I can say register now. I can say check out more information on this house. And you might have 3 different houses if you're doing an open house in a neighborhood and 3 different open houses. Check out more on this house, on this house, on this house. And each one of them is a link. You can have as many links as you want in a web page, whatever. Just make your graphic, add your link, and you're good.
Google review.
Yeah, or leave me a Google review. Great example. That's a good idea. After you're closing, put a little video together that you're texting out. That's like just a nice mobile video, which by the way is a magic switch. If I wanted to take something and make it a mobile video, magic switch me to a mobile video. It's going to take the graphic and then pop in a video and say, congratulations on your new home. Be specific on this one, guys. Make this one say their name, tell us some of the story, and then say, by the way, I would love for you to leave me a Google review. Here's the link. I made it easy for you. So a video that's interactive, super simple. And remember, you can do this as many times as you want because Canva is lovely. And if you pay for the $10 a month, you get all these bells and whistles, right?
Once you have the the graphic set up, you just go to your videos.
And redo
once
the
you've
video.
redone the you just scroll in another video every time.
That's right. So what Samantha said is so true. So if I made a video so if I made this one for Amy specifically, and I said Amy's name in this video, if I want to do a different one, I just go and I record my next one. Just go in, record yourself again, record one that's for Tanya now. And when you get done with that, you just place it. You don't even have to delete the old one. Just place the new one right on top of that one and send out your new video. So you don't have to recreate the template. You're just recreating that video over and over again for whoever you want to send that to. So you can make a very customized video for different stages of your buyer's process. So maybe you have one for after a listing appointment. Maybe you have a video that's for when they're going under contract, like we mentioned. And instead of it being generic, you want to have your template, but then you're going to make a specific video that goes inside of it. Very simple.
And show them what it looks like in a mobile.
Yeah, we'll show both. All right, so now that we've got our divide, and again, guys, make it look a little prettier than me. I'm just going super simple, so you're not waiting on me to be a little OCD and making it perfect, right? But right now, I've got my 2 columns, I've got my basics, and I want to see what it looks like. Up here at the top, I've got my preview. And you're going to notice you have a preview for mobile up here, and you've got a preview for your computer screen. So the computer screen is going to look just like what you created. Most people are going to be opening this on mobile. And do you see how it just scrolls? Remember how I said it's going to scroll down like it was a column? And I like that because I can visualize that a little bit better. But you can do both. You can also make it just dead center. That works. All right. So if you wanted to have a website that was things to do while you're under contract, and you had here's a link to a list of really cool inspectors that I like. Call the one that you want to call, right? Or here are some insurance agents that you might want to reach out to. Hey, once you moved in, here are some landscaping people. You could actually have that in a link. You can have a bunch of pages and you're just sending them this website. You could actually send that to multiple people, right? So this is your post-close concierge, so to speak. If you want to have a post-close, say that 3 times. Post-close concierge, then you could make a website. It's not really a website. It's just an interactive drawing. Can we just call it's an interactive drawing? You can send them an interactive picture that has cool links to your favorite, whatever that looks like, movers, or here's the electric companies in your area. And you can maybe have different areas. If you're in this area or this area, if you're in, Glasgow versus Bowling Green, Kentucky, you can have some nice information. And the great thing is once you've created it once, you don't have to recreate it. It's easy. It's done.
And with the first one is personalized, the rest of them feel personalized.
That's it. Yeah. You could do a couple personalized and a couple that are just canned. That's exactly right. So if this is the way I liked it, which I would be a little bit more OCD on this and move things around and make it pretty, just FYI, but for the sake of time today, I'm not going to do that. Once I've got it the way I want, now it's time to publish. And this is the part that you don't have to be scared of. Remember, this is not going to be searchable on Google. This is a website that you literally have to say, I'm ready to share it, and then share it. Otherwise, you can publish it and republish it and correct it and do what you want to it until you get it just the way you want it. Okay. So don't freak out and think, oh, I published it. It's got to be perfect. No, you can republish and republish. But up here, you're going to see this published site. I'm going to click that. I want it to resize on mobile. It's going to default to that, but make sure it's checked. That way it looks good on mobile. If I don't, let me just show you what it looks like on mobile. If you don't, it doesn't look great. I think they're going to give me a preview. No, it says a preview. It is about this big in the middle of the phone. It doesn't look good. You want to resize on mobile. All right. So now I'm going to pick the URL. If you've never picked one, it's going to walk you through picking your Canva URL, and that will be the same every single time. So my base URL is abmgkyintn. I was close. My Canva site. But then I'm going to do this subpath, and this is where you get specific. You could put in 103 Hampton, whatever you want. If that's the address, you could put in the event that you're doing, whatever you want to do. I am frozen. Can you guys still hear me?
I can hear you.
See you guys. No, I can. Okay, good. Very good. All right. I came out of being frozen. All right. So once you get to that subnet part, that's where you get specific. You're going to go in and you see how I've got Breakfast of Champions, Canva 200. Oh, stop for just a moment. Do you remember how I said it doesn't matter too much what you name it because that's not going to be what they see? This is important. And it took me like 6 months of doing this before I realized this. So I'm going to give you a hint. Up here, you know how you name your Canva design? You know, if I'm going to call it my ABC flyer or whatever I'm naming my Canva design, this name is what is at the bottom of your website when you share it. So you might want to call it register here for Breakfast of Champions or register here for my client party or you're invited. But whatever you put up here is going to carry over. And when you are put it on Facebook, it's going to have that, not the website name. This is what I did not know. It puts that name in the body of the actual graphic. So when it puts that in via text or whatever, so this right up here, everybody following me? This name is important. Don't put stupid house that I hate up there. Don't do it. It'll go very poorly for you. It might draw attention. That's true. Super ugly house. Yeah, don't do that. Whatever you want them to see for the actual, the title of the page that we're creating, the title of the interactive graphic, that's what we're going to call this, is going to be there. All right, so once you publish the website, you pick your sub name, you just click publish and it's published. You can go check it out yourself on the web. And if you don't like it, you come back in and you edit. And then you publish again. And then you edit. And you can tweak it to get it just the way you like. So this is great for events. I typically start here. If I'm going to make invitations, I'm going to make a social media graphic, and I'm going to make a website, I start with the website because it's a big canvas and I can get everything on it. And then I'm going to copy and resize that for an Instagram post. And then I'm going to copy and resize that for some print material. And then you get the idea, right? I'm going to make a video for my reels using the same graphic, which I literally did for this class. So I literally didn't do paper, but I did text graphic. I did a video graphic. I did reels and stories, and I used all the same thing. And it took me the first 30 minutes to create the design. It didn't take me long because I am using all of their stuff. I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm just recreating my texts. And then I just copy and redo. So start with the website. It's a nice big canvas. Then you're just going to reorganize from that point on when you're copying and resizing. All right, that was a lot. What questions do you have over landing pages? When you would use them, how to make them, any questions on making it work? You can come up. Yeah.
I would venture to, one of the things you mentioned in the previous one is that brand kit where you can go ahead and set up your colors.
Mm-hmm. So if you guys have not already played with the brand kit is fantastic and it's great for making all of these things. If you have a color scheme that you use for all of your branding, come in and edit your brand kit. If you have a specific font that you typically use, so that you don't have to recreate things, you can copy in a template from Canva and then apply your brand kit, and it's going to do its best. It's going to need some tweaking because AI is not perfect, but it's going to do your fonts. It's going to do your colors. So if you create your brand kit, it's going to simplify this and make it much faster. So if you find, now you might be a creative cat and you do different colors every time and different fonts every time. That's fine. But if you have a brand kit, you can add your logo, you can add graphics. If there's a picture of you that you use all the time, add that so that you've got your basically your headshot that you can apply on that. But just come in here and go to your brand on this left-hand side, and that'll be super handy for everything we're doing here. You can use it for the website, you can use it for anything you're doing. Brand kit is very helpful. And it takes 30 minutes, 45 minutes to set up the first time, and then you've got it there every time you want to use it.
And a lot of people's teams and brokerages have specific colors they use. And
Yeah.
so you don't have to worry about playing with that color tool up there every
That's it.
time you create it.
And
like
the
that.
lovely thing about the brand kit is if you are going into text and you want to change your color, now that you've got a brand kit, your colors are always going to be in that brand kit. So you don't have to go back to it. You can just see it in the color scheme. It's got it in the color wheel for you. Very, very handy. All right. So no questions on how to make this website. Everybody feel pretty comfortable with adding a link, right-clicking on whatever graphic you want to make a link, and you can make a gazillion of them.
Make sure you put HTTP.
Yeah. I just want to show a couple of examples of some things that you can do with that. So let me go in. Guys, I'm going to show you a couple things for searching for stuff. First of all, Make folders. If you guys haven't already started making folders, Audrey, I know you probably have a gazillion folders, right? You've got your folders made. Folders are wonderful because otherwise when you start getting into Canva, it's going to be a nightmare trying to find stuff. But I can find it by going here and searching for websites. It makes it a little easier.
I wish somebody had given me that advice about folders. My Canva is a mess. I need to hire somebody.
It is a mess. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm saying it is, and I am an organized person, and I just I didn't know what I didn't know. And like, oh my gosh,
Right.
it takes
Yep.
hours now to put all this stuff into folders.
Real easy. It's just up here. You can add new and create a folder, and you can drag and drop things into it. You can move things into folders. I have a folder just for pictures of my team because I'm constant. You know, when you get into Canva, you're going to have lots of uploads because you've uploaded every house, every sign, everything that you've made. So I have a folder that is just for my team's headshots so that I can easily put that in. I have a logo folder. And then you can have folders for the different things that you're making. I did not start like that, but hey, it's never too late. Start now. Just create a couple so you have your differences.
Don't do what I
All
do.
right, that's right. All right, so that's it. So if we come in here and we go into the category and I say that I want to find websites, it's going to at least sort me through some websites. So I just want to show you a couple of examples. So this is a landing page that I made that I send out to a client the first time that if one of you all wonderful people referred me to one of your buyers, which by the way, we are never too busy for your referrals. Thank you very much. Please send them our way. But this is something that I've created so that they can either apply now. If they want to schedule a call with me, this goes to my Calendly, which is a whole nother class, by the way. Calendly is wonderful. If they want to check out my website, they've got that. And then I've got my social media, and I've made all of these links and interactive. So when they go and they get this on their phone, just to show you kind of what it looks like, let's go to my preview. Notice I split it down the middle, but they just have a cute little, this is me. It's a little bit more personal than just here's my link to my website, right? And it comes across on their phone with a little graphic, which is kind of cool.
And she could add a video to that.
You can absolutely add a video. The videos don't auto play on a website. That's just our phone's designation. It will make the video and you can click on it and it will play, but it does not auto play. Now, if you have a reel on Facebook, it's going to auto play. So if you create a reel, then that would work. But for an actual website, you can embed the videos. They do need to click on them. It's not going to just automatically start playing the video, even if you say automatically play. I've tried. All right, so that's one example. Let's just do a couple others. You're right in my way, booger. Let's go away. All right.
It's a pain.
It is always a pain. So this was an event that we had. So agents, if you are doing something that has, maybe you're doing an open house, a first-time homebuyer seminar, something like that, that you want to give a packet of information, but you don't want to give a packet of information. So real quick, I'm going to teach you a trick to this, because notice there's multiple pages to this website. Do you see all my pages? We made a this is for an event that we did. We wanted to give all of the information that we could actually share with the realtors about our products. I didn't want to like go in and give a product piece of paper for everything, but you could do like here's what you do on step 1, here's what you do on step 2, and make a page for each one. So it looks nice. And when they go to that, and I'll just preview it so you can see what it looks like on their phone. Slowly but surely. Would you grab, can I use your computer charger?
He's gonna die.
No, I'm gonna die. All right, so here we go. You can see they can scroll through it, but also there's a menu that they could just pick which one they wanted to go to. And let me show you how to do that real quick. This is an even next level. Does that make sense? We're gonna go to the 3rd level Canva. So if you're gonna create more than one page on a landing site, you know, when you go to a website, there's your little ellipses or your little bars where you can go to the menu and see it's a bookmark that takes you right to a spot on their website.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the same thing in Canva. The way that you do that is 1, you reduce, let me move this again. You're in my way again, booger. You're going away. All right. So you're going to make this caret small so I can't see all my pages. You guys following me? Here's my caret. I don't want to see all the pages. I just want to see the page that I'm on. And then you're going to go to this little, add notes. Can you guys see it? And you see when I say add notes up here, there's the page 1 and it's got a title. Just gonna show you page 2. 5 steps is my title. This is the menu.
Take us through.
So again, I'm gonna take you through it one more time. So you go to the page that you want to make an internal page. I want to make a navigation to this spot. I go to that page. Do you see the notes over here on the left? I click the notes. And then up here at the top, this is my page title. So then when I come in, I'm gonna say include navigation menu, show you what that looks like. So when I come in, do you see that little navigation menu at the very top, my little ellipses, if you will? All of those names that I named those pages, they can go right to it. And they'll have that page brought up for them. Makes sense? Here's my ellipses. So if I was going to do a post-close concierge landing page, which I love this idea. If somebody did this for me when I was buying a house, I would have been thrilled. A post-close concierge, which is just a link, say, I thought these would be some helpful things for you as you're moving in. And maybe you have movers, landscapers in your area, electric company phone numbers, trash company phone numbers. You get the idea. All the things that your people might need after they close. You make a website, you make a graphic that's interactive. That's all we're doing is making an interactive graphic. You make an interactive graphic that you quickly send to them via text. They can go and click through and go right to where they want and have all their information. Super handy, right? That's going to set you apart from most of your competition. And it's easy to make. You make it one time and you're good.
Best of list.
Yeah.
For your
And
client.
hey, if you have a listing appointment with a landscaper, you can say, hey, I would love to add you. Talk about getting that listing. I'd love to add you to my post-close concierge list. I know you do landscaping. Or, hey, I'd like to, you're a doctor in town, you do general practice. I'd love to add you to my doctors in this area that my clients recommend, right? It's a cool thing that you can easily add right there on the webpage. All right, that was a lot. Does everybody feel comfortable with adding a title to each page? Notice these pages are just like a page in a document, no different. Just once I click on it, I get rid of my caret and I go to my little note screen and I add my title right up there. That's the title that's going to be on the menu. And then you're done. You publish your site and it's there. Any questions? Any ideas of how you could use this? Is anybody thinking like, that's a cool idea, right? Anybody have an idea that they could use for it other than post-close concierge or an event? Share.
I have ideas on every step of the process.
Yeah.
I know the works of it, but I just don't have it all finished.
And guys, if you have like a basic idea, here's what I will say. We truly at Atlantic Bay, I think one of the things that we do best is partner with we partner with our realtors and our business partners. So if you want something like this, my team knows that they've got me. They've actually, most of them have been through some Canva training themselves. So they've got some basic, but if you wanted like a power 30-minute session to put down your idea and see if it's feasible, please know that we like to partner with you, not just to help your buyers. We want to help every buyer you've got, but we want to grow your business. So please know that we would love to help grow your business by doing things like this. So reach out to us. You're sitting next to, or you got invited here by one of our amazing mortgage bankers. So make sure and shout out. So real quick, I'm just going to take you guys back to and by the way, buyer's presentations, anybody? Anybody think about doing a buyer's presentation? Make your buyer's presentation in Canva. Because you can present it right from Canva. Let me just show a presentation that we're in right now. Let's go there.
She has a template that she sent out.
Yeah, I do have a buyer's presentation. I do. We can do that for sure. But guys, you can absolutely go in and make videos inside of your buyer's presentation. You can make it interactive. You can make it have some zoom that a lot of people aren't going to have. You can easily customize it to the person you're sitting in front of. Easily. You have your template in Canva and you come in and just quickly edit it and make it interactive with some animate. Everybody know how to animate? This is so simple. Guys, this is going to be your walk away, your mic drop from the class if you don't know how to animate for video. It's one click and the magic is fantastic. Are we ready? So I'm going to animate your presentation for today. It's all of 3 slides. I like to go big. 3 slides. See up here where it says animate? By the way, that's not up there. Click one time on your slide. Remember, in Canva, if I want a menu, click on what we're trying to get a menu for. So I want my slide to be animated. If I wanted my words to be animated, I would go to my words, but I want my slide to be animated. Click animate. Do you see this magic animate right there? You can pick your own, whatever. Magic animate's the bomb. Just click magic animate. Give it a second. It's going to think of a couple of ways that you can animate it, and you pick what you want. Do I want it to be bold? Do I want it to be elegant? Do I want it to be more for digital? And you pick, and now I have animation on my slide. Let's go back to this so you can see it. So when I'm presenting it, and by the way, this works on Instagram. This works on any video that you're creating. You can use animate on anything. Now it's not going to work. I know, shocking. It won't work on print media. Bad joke. But you can animate anything, very easy. Just touch it and it's going to go right into an animate. And it looks nice. When you come into it, it just has a nice little animate. I like my energetic. There you go. And you're done. It's done. And you can customize it if you want to. But I feel like sometimes we get too much in the weeds. Just let it do it for you. Pick what you want for animate and let it go. All right. So I have an ask for everybody in the class. So everybody, please get out their phones. Here's my ask. I have a YouTube channel where I teach all of these things in small segments. I teach the landing page. I teach how to put a video into your into Canva. I even teach how to use Reach. I have all kinds of tech tools. I'm a tech geek. Please follow me. I'm trying to get to 100 users this month, 100 followers. I've got 30. I've had it for all of a month and a half. So I feel like 30 in a month and a half isn't horrible, but I need more. Will you please follow me on YouTube, or the other one is Spotify. So if you're a podcaster, the how-tos are not on Spotify. That's going to be more of the marketing ideas. So I have a podcast once a week. We go and we give some marketing ideas, but the YouTube channel has that and the how-tos, because you can literally see my screen as I'm doing it. So please follow my YouTube channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. That is my ask for everybody here today. And then of course, I'm not going to get away without sharing our Atlantic Bay information. This is a quick survey link. If you would like a survey, 1, tell me how we did today, but 2, there's a spot on there to say what you would like more of. We do this once a month. Breakfast with Champions is always on this Tuesday. We would love to make sure that we're talking to your needs. I have lots of friends. I have Coach Tanya come in. We have people come in and teach things. So if there's something you need to know, we'll bring somebody in to teach it. So fill out your survey and let me know what you'd like to hear next.